Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Crafting and Cruising. I'm Lisa, here with my sidekick, co-creator, husband, comment reader, Rodney.
Hello, everybody.
We are here in the motorhome, and we are in the Trash to Treasure event this morning. This is a 2-day event that started yesterday. Hey, Linda, and went all day yesterday, and then it's going to go all day today, you guys. So some great creatives have been on and will continue being on, giving you some ideas of how you can take some of your trash and turn it into a treasure. Hey, Kayla. Hey, Cheryl. Ronnie's going to try to pull us up so he can read comments, and as soon as Jen lets me know we're ready to go, we're going to get started. It is, okay, there's Jen. It's kind of a cloudy day here in Middle Tennessee. I don't know what the forecast is, but we are going to be leaving here and heading to Lynchburg, Tennessee, where Rodney's from, for his niece's baby shower, her first baby. So that's why I don't have makeup on. I'm not a morning person, y'all, so it was too early for me. But anyway, I'll be putting my makeup on later. So welcome. So we have a unique, part of my project today is unique. Part of it is not anything necessarily new that you all haven't seen before. But we are going to take a baked bean can, 24, 28 ounces, I forget which. Okay, and we're going to convert this and this unused piece of wood Rodney had into a holder for my watercolor brushes. Hey Sharon, I have lots and lots of brushes on my desk, but when the grandchildren come in here and need brushes, I don't want them using my Zen brushes that I use for checking or my watercolor brushes. So I can't mix them all in. I have to keep them divided somehow. This is one I made a while back for my Zen brushes that I check with. And Rodney cut me this piece of wood with a flat side so that it can fit up against this little cubby area over here that he made me to keep paint supplies in. So these are for my Zen brushes. And then this is going to be one for watercolor brushes. Now, we are going to decoupage it. I've already put a couple of coats of white chalk paint on here. So we're going to decoupage it. I did not finish the bottom because y'all know I love to finish my projects. But it's going to be glued onto here. We're going to be checking this, and we're going to be using some beautiful watercolor tulips that I printed on rice paper. Now, I must confess, I just recently saw these. I forgot the name of the artist that put them up to let us use free. I will find that out. I felt so bad that I didn't write that down. But I love these prints. So, before we get started, we are streaming into 3 different places. The Crafting Network, the Crafters Hive, and CCC, which is Crafty Creators Community. I don't know why that is such a tongue twist for me, but it is. Crafty Creators Community, CCC, the Crafters Hive, and the Crafting Network. Now, there's going to be, at the end of the 2-day event, a $25 gift card giveaway. But you have to do 2 things. First of all, you have to be following the Crafting Network. Hey Sandy, hey Natalie, hey Sharon. And the second thing is you have to go to the link in the description of this video and fill out the form. Okay? So, first, make sure you're following the Crafting Network. Secondly, hey Sandy from the UK. Secondly, go to the link in the description for the giveaway. Hey Tony. And you might be the lucky winner of a $25 gift card. So, good luck to everybody. Don't forget to do that. And before I forget to say this, in case I forget to say it again, up after me is Purling Creations by Linda Johnson. Okay? So we've got all that out of the way. Good morning. I'm Anna from Georgia. Welcome, welcome, Anna. I'm so glad you're here. And Linda Lewis Brooks is watching. Okay, so the first thing I think we'll do, let's go on and do the checking on the bottom so that the paint can be drying. Now, I looked at all of the different colors, and I have some more papers over here too. Look at this, isn't that gorgeous? And y'all know I'm a watercolorist, so this kind of stuff is yummy to me. I tried to look at the colors in the tulips that I've already got torn out. Now, I printed these on rice paper. A lot of times on rice paper, I don't like the straight edge. I want it torn. I will use a brush and a little bit of water or a water brush itself and kind of go outside the perimeter of where I want to tear it. Sometimes if I get too much water on there, hey Natalie and Jamie, it will bleed over into the color, which I don't like. So if you're going to do it, I would suggest that you do it kind of way on the outside so that as it sinks in the paper, maybe it won't cover or go into your color. Then you can tear, and then if you need to tear more, you can to get in closer. This rice paper is a Japanese rice paper I get from Amazon, and I like it because it'll go through my computer, but it does bleed when you try to do that. So these, I'll accept for one of them, I actually did not wet. I just tore around the edges using my fingernails and my fingers, and I kind of like this little feathered edge that it gave because that's kind of what tulips do. Thank you for sprinkling. I appreciate that. Okay, so I tried to pick out some colors. I usually don't just use one color. So I'm going to use Deco Art Americana Cactus Flower, which is a pretty pinky peach. And I'm not going to need as much as I originally thought because I did my checks all over my board, and why should I when this is going to be covered most of it? So we just won't worry about that. Alright, and then this is Deco Art Americana Baby Pink. I don't know that I'm going to need this. This is Folk Art Crushed Coral. I'll put a little bit on here. There's my friend Lisa Ahmad. Good morning, good morning. Hey Dana, hey Deanna. Ronnie, I don't hear you reading comments or names.
I've been sending lots of replies to folks.
Okay, well we're not going to use this folk art because it's not coming out anyway. Alright, I'm going to be using this is a Dynasty Black Silver. They're just as good as Zen's. When you're going to do checks, you want a real thin brush that's very flat and the bristles short and firm, okay? So this is a Zen Level 8. Okay, right here.
Let's see. Tony McGee says hi, Lisa Ahmad. And Sandy Malley's watching. Linda Lewis Brooks.
Dipping one side in that color, one side in the other color, and then I'm going to just run them together. Okay? And when you're doing checks, you want to offload the majority of this paint into the center of your check. I'm going to do this one that we're not going to be using anyway to show you, because all that glob that's on your brush you want in the center instead of up against the edge. Then you find a corner and you pull straight down or straight across, whichever way. Then you go back and go straight the other way, but you got to stop a little short or you'll go over your lines. If you do, it's no problem.
She's Crafty USA says, when my great niece comes over, she gets the crappy brushes. It's like you said.
That's right.
Don't leave
You
your good ones out.
You gotta protect your brushes because they're not cheap, especially when you're doing like a watercolor brush. Okay, so see, you may have to go back and touch up, but so what I'm gonna do is dip one side in this. I'm gonna flip it and dip the other side in this, and then kind of run them together. And I'm just gonna start doing my checks around the edge. Now I'm gonna bring them down the sides. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. We're gonna get this top part done and let it be drying while we work on the decoupage. And then if we have time, we can go back and do the sides. But always when you're doing checks or stripes, it's really better if you pull it over the edge of your work. It looks better. Comments?
A little more complicated when it's something round, though, isn't it?
It is. And you want your checks to be touching in the corners, so they're all connected.
Let's see. She's Crafty USA. I already mentioned her. Debbie Knudson. Deanne Orvis is watching. Tammy Johnson's watching. Cheryl Mishi. Stacy Lehman says good morning from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Las Vegas.
Deanne Orvis I mentioned. Cindy Tarafa, T-A-R-A-F-A, Tarafa I suppose. Sheila Louise is watching. Shelly Stacklin, good morning girl, you're up early.
Good morning, sister. She's an hour ahead of us, though, so good for her.
Well, there's Stacy says, howdy neighbor, I'm in Las Vegas too. That's She's Crafty USA.
That's She's Crafty USA was Jen. She's the one putting this again on.
Oh, okay. Deanne Orvis, Sheila Lewis, Cindy Tarafa I mentioned, Natalie Marie is watching.
Y'all, you'll notice I'm turning this around a lot because I'm not doing whole checks. I have to be a little more careful. I can't just put my brush down and drag very far, or it's not going to look very appealing when I get through with it. But it is fun to take stuff that you're not going to use, and instead of throwing it in the trash, think, is this something I can use? I don't keep a lot of like junk, like cans and things, but there's some things that I do pick up or see from time to time, and sometimes Ronnie will say, what are you going to do with that? I may have an answer, but a lot of times I say, I don't know. I'm just going to hang on to it in case.
What's the stuff called that Shelly Stacklin does? Is it fake food?
It's fake bake.
Fake bake.
And it looks so real.
Well, Shelly, I had a dream about that last night. I dreamed that somebody was wanting to eat some food and it was not real. And I thought about and they said, that can't be true. I said, you ought to see the stuff that Shelly Stacklin does. It looks real.
She is the queen of fake bake, y'all.
I must have gone to bed hungry or something.
She does not have a page, and several of us have been trying to convince her to start a page because she's so talented. And I'm not kidding, her fake bakes look good enough to eat. So what does everybody have planned today? Just stay at home and watch this amazing event?
Glitzy Creations by Ginger says, my grandbabies bite into my fake bakes.
I bet, because some of them look so real. I can definitely see how somebody could mistake that for real.
I had to do some second looks at some bowls of fruit in some places I went in that were fake because I thought they were real. Let's see, who else we got watching now? A few more people coming in, waking up, yawning, joining our little creations this morning.
See, it doesn't really look like it's going to be checks, but once we put the container on there, you'll be able to tell that what's behind it is checks.
Shelly says, I will make you something, Rodney. Let me know what you want.
Tell her what your favorite dessert is.
Key lime pie.
He loves key lime pie, but what did you used to have all the time that you liked?
Oh, cherry chip. That was only on rare occasion I have a cherry chip cake.
Can't find cherry chip anymore. I used to make him a cherry chip birthday cake.
And Shelly said her granddaughter bit into hers too.
I bet. Shelly's got them all over everywhere. Okay, y'all, we're almost through this top part, so then we can start decoupaging. Now, y'all, I want to see who on here knows me well enough to know that once I get all of this decoupage on the can, on this white, there's your hint, can, what am I going to do?
Once you get all the stuff on the white can, you're going to make it not so white.
Rodney, did I ask you?
Yes.
No.
I'm part of y'all.
I did not.
We need to go see Tammy Johnson.
Why?
She says, I just bake real stuff. Love making things from sourdough starter.
Okay, Tammy, give us your address, please.
Get some of her sourdough bread and some of that spice stuff from, where did we go? Carrabba's.
Woo, we love Carrabba's, y'all. We don't really even need to eat a meal at Carrabba's. We just need to eat bread.
Or
You know how what's her name said, let them eat cake?
Marie Antoinette.
Marie Antoinette, well, I say let them eat bread.
Sheila Louise is watching crafters and baking cookies for the grands.
Yum, yum, yum. Okay, I think I have that one in the middle is throwing me off where I was demonstrating. And of course, once we get the sides painted too, then I'll put a top coat on it, okay? Alright, so let's start with our can. Has anybody guessed yet what I'm going to do with this can after I get everything else on it?
No.
Including the surprise.
No, but Sandy Malley is crafting a watering can that someone threw out at the roadside into a present for her mom on Mother's Day while watching you all.
Awesome. Ronnie, how about hit me a paper plate? I thought I was going to use the back of that, but that paint's still too runny. Alright, I'm going to decoupage with Deb's Design Diary DIY Liquid Patina that I get from Vintage Retail Therapy, Mara. And I love it because it is thin enough to use on napkins and on rice paper. Now, if you're using scrapbook paper or something heavier, you know, then you might want to use Mod Podge. But I really like this Deb's DIY design. So, I've already torn some of these out, and some of them are going to be too big, you know, too tall, so I can sand off at the bottom, okay? Hey, Sheila. Little sister's chalk. Good morning. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is put the liquid patina on the back of this. Now, I will tell you that it will soak up, this rice paper will soak up this liquid patina quickly. So, if you're using this rice paper, you kind of have to work quickly, or you can apply it to both of your surfaces. So, I know I want to get as much of that tulip on there, and I'm going to try to push it down in these little creases of the can.
Should be fun.
With my brush. That will also help get the wrinkles out, and it will be putting an extra coat on it to help secure it. I find that one of my biggest problems with decoupage is that I don't always get air bubbles out. And then after everything is dry, you can go back and see them. And I'm like, damn gummit, I should have really checked that to make sure I had enough glue of whatever kind I'm using.
Lisa, do you remember what my first experience was with decoupage I told you about?
First experience with decoupage. No, I'm sorry, I don't.
Years and years ago, when I worked at Jack Daniel Distillery,
Oh, yeah,
the first time, people would order
Isn't that pretty?
different things, big wooden things, whatever, and we would decoupage them with old banners from the early 1900s, late 1800s, and we just stick them all over them and decoupage.
That's pretty cool. What medium did y'all use to decoupage with?
I think we just used glue. I think we just had a big thing of white glue. Not sure. You know what? I think we may have had a labeler thing that we just ran them through and it glued the backs of them. And because we were doing, hundreds of them.
Y'all, I'm gonna have to go in between in some of these empty spaces and fill in with like some of the greenery. So I've kept all of the pieces that I've cut off or torn off for filler. This time I thought I would just try putting it on the can instead of the paper because I don't think the can will absorb it quite as quickly.
Cheese Crafty USA says Tammy Johnson, my daughter, has a cottage bakery and bakes 8 to 10 loaves of sourdough per day.
Woo-wee, I wish we lived close.
If she had that and a hen house with a bunch of fresh eggs, she'd be doing good these days.
Seriously. Y'all, can you believe the price of eggs? They need to get this bird flu stuff under control.
Tammy Johnson says, come on down. I live on the coast of North Carolina, so we got the beach too.
Oh, girl.
Beach and bread.
Man, you can't get any better than that. Beach and bread. That should be a song or something. Well, that's in Rodney's territory, North Carolina, South Carolina, so you better be careful inviting us.
We're liable to show up looking for bread. If we do, we'll bring the Carrabba spices to go with it.
Oh, my word. We haven't had Carrabbas in a long time, speaking of. Tell me your favorite restaurant in the comments. That's what I'd like to know. What kind of food y'all like? What's your favorite? Is it a chain? Is it just a independently owned, private, family kind of restaurant? Everybody put your favorite restaurant down there.
Janet Bishop Smith says, hi, thanks so much for participating in the event yesterday. It was my first time seeing most of you designers. Oops. Let's see, there's more. Most of you designers, and it was a blast. I watched all day, even looked at Rodney's books because I'm an avid reader and even saw an interview he did about them years ago.
Oh, you did? How fun.
That must have been the one in Lynchburg.
Thank you. Yeah, that's where we're headed today, to Lynchburg, where he's from. Home of Jack Daniel. Well, that's neat. All
Little
right.
Sister Chalk says, good morning, Lisa.
Look at these tulips. Aren't these so pretty?
Tell me again what Chalk Couture is.
It's a company that sells like stencils and the wax, the paints and the inks that I used to get sometimes from Magnolia. They're the same kind of company. They have inks and paints.
Tammy Johnson said, she's Crafty USA. That's a lot. I bake bread as well, sweets with my starter, as well as sweets with my starter, my sourdough cinnamon rolls are a favorite of my neighbors. Let's see.
Y'all, I haven't even had breakfast. You're killing me.
Shelley Louise is watching. Tony McGee. Let's see.
Every time I hear or see Tony McGee's name, I think of that song, Bobby. Remember?
Tammy Johnson said, yeah, those looks like they might make the cinnamon rolls out of the leftover stuff from the breads.
Oh.
Blitzy Creation by Ginger, Debbie Nutson. Da-da-da. I can't even keep up. There's so many people watching. Let's see. Natalie says gorgeous tulips.
Aren't they so pretty? I've got to find the name of the person that did these.
Tammy
Y'all,
says
I love tulips.
Tammy is in Ocean Isle Beach.
Ocean Isle Beach. Our nieces, not the one that's having the baby shower today. Actually, Ronnie, the niece I'm fixing to talk about is in the hospital. Her husband is a tulip salesman from Amsterdam. They live here. They go back and forth, but he sells tulips from Amsterdam. So we have a bunch out in our yard that the little leaves are already coming up. I'm so excited.
The valley's all yellow with the buttercups too.
Yep, and that means we're going to get another hard freeze. The
And
minute they come up,
Tina Marie Hutchinson's from Arizona. Stacy Lehman is watching.
I'll be in Arizona. I'll be leaving a week from next Friday.
Lisa Ahmad says the Terra Cafe down the hill from me is healthy and delicious. You asked about restaurants.
Oh, is that your favorite restaurant, Lisa?
And she's crafty, says I love Mexican food, Italian food, sushi, just love food.
Well, yeah, I do too. I just wondered about specific restaurants.
And Shelley thinks that family style restaurants are the best.
I agree.
You should sneak some of your food, your baked stuff in there and just leave it sitting around and see who tries to eat it
Yeah, right, Kelly.
after you spend 12 hours baking one of them.
Then when you get arrested, tell them to come get Rodney. I'm going to dry this a little bit before I tear some more to put on here.
Dana Letts says I ate a lot of Bang Bang shrimp at Carrabba's.
Bang, bang, shrimp.
Carrabba's and Cracker Barrel for Tony McGee.
I like Cracker Barrel too, but y'all know, I've heard some people say lately they're not crazy about Cracker Barrel. I know, they're changing like some of their decor.
And their menus a little bit too.
And yeah, their menu's a little bit different. Ronnie, we went there recently and there was something that I remember saying I was disappointed. The biscuits were not,
Yeah, they weren't as
they weren't
fluffy
the
as
normal
usual.
Cracker Barrel biscuits. I was kind of disappointed.
Tammy says seafood, of course. And Stacy Killebrew Lehman says Cheesecake Factory because it has lots to offer. They do. You could spend 30 minutes on the menu.
Y'all, we waited outside of the Cheesecake Factory one year for one of our granddaughter's birthdays. That's where she wanted to go. And I know we waited outside for an hour and a half to be seated. And I thought, you know what? There is no food that I want bad enough to sit outside for an hour and a half waiting on it. We did it. That probably will be the only time.
Let's see.
Okay, I'm just sanding off the extra here to kind of get it out of my way so I can see where I need to piece some things. And then I can't wait to show y'all the surprise part of this.
Lisa, I'm going to try this name, but you know how I tend to butcher them. This is Donna Truslow, Toniskoetter. Tenescator? My best guess is Tenescator. I hope I didn't say it too badly.
Donna, tell him if he pronounced it correctly.
Viola Fisher, Sharon Nye is watching. Dana Lev, Debbie Nutson, Shelley Stackham says Rodney will have to come bail me out.
That's right.
Yeah, for feeding fake food to people.
That's right.
Or fake bake, excuse me. In Las Vegas, Thai, Asian, fusion, all-time favorite is Carson City, called, it's in Carson City, and it's called Garibaldi's. Oh, Garibaldi's. Okay. Bud and Allie's Seaside in Florida.
Ooh, I love Seaside.
Bud and Allie's. Have we been there?
I think we have been to Bud
I think
and
we did.
Allie's, yeah.
In Seaside on 38, 30,
Yeah.
and 38 Cafe when at the beach. Linda Brooks is watching.
Got a little rolled under part here. I'm trying to
Work it out.
unroll it some. It's stuck pretty good, but I think I got
It
it.
looks like a can of tulips.
These tulips are gorgeous, y'all. All right, let me see. I think I have one more torn out already.
What time do you end this? Is this a 45-minute one or an hour one?
Hour. Okay, let's put this one right here. Did anybody guess or put in there what Lisa will do to this the white pan left?
I don't think there's going to be much white left, but no one has guessed. And Cindy says, where did you find that napkin?
This is not a napkin. This is rice paper that I printed this morning, and I cannot remember the name of the lady that she didn't actually post it. Someone else, another creative, posted and said to go follow her, and that she had offered these prints for us to use to download and print. And I thought that's going to go perfect with what I want to do on my cans, because I hadn't quite figured out yet what I was going to do. I was going to use a napkin or a decoupage paper, and so I went in and printed them real quickly. And I'm so sorry that I can't remember her name, but when I do find out who it is, I will make a post on my Crafting and Cruising page. If y'all aren't following us, we hope you will start following us on Crafting and Cruising. And also remember that this is being streamed into 3 places. The CCC, Crafting Creators Community, the Crafting Network, and the Crafters Hive. And if you will look at the description, there's a link. You know what? I don't think I'm gonna put any more. There's a link for to enter in for a $25 gift card giveaway. So you have to go to that link, but you also have to be a member, have to join the Crafting Network. It doesn't cost you anything. You just need to make sure you joined it, and then go in and enter to win, possibly, the $25 gift card.
Donna said to take the O's out. Apparently the O's are silent in her name. That would make it Teniscator.
Okay, there you go. All right.
Much simpler.
A little bit more drying right here. Camping season is starting for us next week. We're going on our first of the year camping trip with our camping group, so we're excited about that.
Up into the mountains.
I think it's supposed to be warm during the day, cold at night, probably. Here's another one of her prints. She's got one with a bicycle sitting in the tulips. She's got a couple of them that have butterflies on them. That's what I was thinking about doing, I think. I thought I actually tore out a butterfly from her prints, but I don't guess so. Okay, before I show you the surprise, let me go on. What I was hoping somebody would say is Lisa does not like stark white stuff. So she's going to wax it, her Bare Antique Wax. And you would have been right. Ding, 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 ding. No prize given, but you would have been right. All right, so we're going to get some on our stencil brush, dab it off a little bit, and then we're just going to kind of pounce mostly on the white part. I don't want to go over these beautiful tulips very much. It'll be hard to not hit them a little bit, but on the leaves, I don't mind if I hit, but I really don't want to hit too much of the beauty of these tulips because they're absolutely gorgeous.
Sharon Hager says her daughter has a camper and their campground opens on April 1st.
Yep, we are excited. Some people camp in theirs in the winter. We don't. Like y'all know, it's my studio. Well, that's what I do in the winter out here.
Yeah, we keep it, because it's here, we can keep it plugged up and warm in the wintertime, but it's not really winterized for like real cold weather camping.
You might one of these days do that in the winter after Ronnie retires. You might just take off and go somewhere. Hold on just a minute and I'll show y'all what this looks like. And I'm going to do the same thing on the wood base. I'm trying to think of what else trash-wise I sometimes keep. When I thought I was going to do junk journaling, I would keep envelopes, especially the ones that have the little windows in them, because I've seen some junk journalists use those for like pockets and stuff in their junk journals. So I just cleaned out a bunch of that stuff from the motorhome that I had put up in a cabinet thinking, one of these days I'm going to junk journal. And I have started a big, more like what I would call an art journal than a junk journal. And I still may one day try junk journaling, but okay, this is very subtle, but you can still tell that it's not stark white, especially up against this paper towel. Okay? See, it just toned it down, which I like a lot better. Now let's do the same thing around the edge here. I don't, again, need to worry. Let me try not to do it on the sides because I haven't painted them yet.
Talking about saving cans and things like that reminds me, if you want to make an inexpensive toy that'll be a favorite for toddlers, for your grandkids, great grandkids, save your jar lid rings off of like canning jars. Those are not the ones that come that are solid, but the two-piece ones.
Yep.
Save those rings and tie them together. Tie about say 20 or 30 of them together with a heavy string, but not big enough that a little kid could get it around their head or anything, but just to make a little bit bigger than a big bracelet out of it. And just leave it laying around, and they have the biggest time because when they pick it up, it makes so much noise.
Yeah.
And every time they move it, it makes noise, and
Okay,
they just
this
get
is
so
what it's going to
excited.
look like. I'm not going to put it on there yet because I got to show you what else we've got. Now, this is very unique. This is a lace made out of silicone caulk. This is DAP, Alex Express All-Purpose Acrylic Latex Caulk plus silicone. Okay?
So it's really made out of latex caulk
I'm
with
going to
silicone.
show you how it works. Then we're going to put that one around our can. Now here are the lace molds. And there are some beautiful patterns. I don't know if you can tell a lot about it. This is one of my favorites.
Now, does that caulk say paintable on it?
I don't know, but I did ask my friend who does this about it. She hasn't waxed it, but she has painted
Right.
with a sponge. All right, I'm going to show y'all how this works. Now the key to this is because it's very, very, very thin. The key is to make sure that you get as much of it removed from all of these little openings as you can. And it takes some elbow grease. What did I just do with the caulk? Here it is. And I've made a lot of these, so I hope I have enough caulk left in here to show you. Come on. Time to order some more caulk. I can see right now.
So try squirting a little on a piece of paper first, because it may have a hard spot coming out first.
Well, it's already started coming out,
Okay,
but
good.
it's not. I need one of those. You know what? I have a roller. This right here.
That
Am I
silicone
doing that
caulk
right?
that's used in lace molds from Amazon.
I'm not doing this right. I don't think that's right. I think it's supposed to go this way.
I've never seen that. That's fancy. Ooh, look
Is
at
that
that.
right? No, it's not rolling. It's supposed to be able to roll it up. I'm just taking like a room key card and going, pushing it way down in there, see? But a lot of it will
Yeah, the
stay.
hole's closed.
Okay.
I'm not sure where that's going to go. I think I'll just squeeze it out.
It's too hard. Yep, I gotta order some more caulk. It's going crooked too.
I got plenty in the garage.
It has to be silicone caulk.
No, that
Yes, it does.
it is siliconized latex.
It has to be silicone caulk, she said.
Okay.
Well, this really isn't working, y'all. So let me take it out now and see if enough of it has come down in here. Okay, Rodney.
Let me see a minute.
Sorry, y'all.
There's still some
I
in there.
wanted y'all to see how this works because it's so cool. Now I leave mine overnight to dry. I don't think you have to leave it overnight, but I leave it overnight to dry because when you get ready to take it out, you turn it upside down and you start very carefully releasing it a little bit at a time. And when I say carefully, I mean carefully.
I think it's got a chunk in it. Anything to clear out things, you know, like this needle.
Here. Maybe just have to cut the top off since it's going to use the rest of this anyway. Oh, it's coming.
Keep it folded like that and just roll more as you need it.
Okay. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So, I'm going to take this card. I think y'all can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to start spreading it around. Making sure that I push it down in all of the grooves. And then wipe a lot of it, all of it really, right back off that's not stuck down in these little grooves. It's very, very delicate when it comes out. Now, I have not tried painting it yet. Ivy Bond is the one that I have been contacting because she did it and sent some to Debbie Rigg Lonsdale, who used it on a project, and it was absolutely gorgeous and piqued my interest. So I ordered it and made the molds, and now I want to use one on the can. And I did get in touch with Ivy and ask her had she painted it, and she said yes, but she uses a sponge, one of these sponge daubers. So you just daub the paint on, and then she said that she uses Aleene's Quick Dry, I think. I have a little container of that I pulled out. It's no telling how old it is, so I'm not sure it's gonna be something that we can use, but we're sure gonna try. And if not, then I'll probably try Fabri-Tac. But you can see I'm pushing it down in all of these little loop-de-loop places, because you want to get all of that to pop out when you are ready to use it. You just don't want to take it out too fast, which is what I first tried to do. I waited like 2 or 3 hours and then tried to take it out, and it wasn't coming out. Now, she did say that, you know, if you try something like that and it doesn't come out after you think that it's completely dry, you can stick it in the freezer for a little bit and then, you know, try to release it that way. But releasing it is probably the hardest part, because you just have to go so slowly, make sure that none of these little flower tips or anything break. So this is going to be a first. Y'all are going to see me painting it and using it for the first time after making it, so it may be a complete fail. And it's so big that I didn't want to cover up all my tulips, so I just don't know if it's going to be the best, but we're going to try it. They have questions or comments, Ronnie?
Where do you purchase your lace molds?
I got these on Amazon. I can put a link to the molds and to the DAP silicone after I get through.
What you can get on Amazon or Home Depot or Lowe's or anywhere like that carries it. Ace Hardware.
This is made by DAP. Okay, now see how I'm just going back over this, because here's what I found. The first time I made one and I took it out and I thought it was so pretty, but all of these little holes right here had like what I call cloudiness. And I was going to have to go back and like try to punch them out. That was going to take forever. So I just kind of use that as a learning experience, and I just want to make sure that I get all of the silicone out of these little openings with this card. I should have probably washed the mold after I used it the first time to get any excess off. I didn't, but even scraping just right then, I got a ton more off. So we'll let this sit overnight. Yeah, see how much more I got on just now?
Yeah, you probably need to read up on this a little bit and see, because there are lots of different kind of caulks out there for different things. This is a acrylic latex material with silicone. It's not 100% silicone. If you get 100% silicone, you can probably still make the parts, but it may not be paintable.
Oh, my sleep keeps catching. Whoops. Okay, so here we go. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to let Ronnie set that to the side for me. Here is the top of that, if you want it. And let's bring our mold over here and get a clean, I'll turn this one upside down, napkin, and see about painting on it.
Voila, it's done.
All right, so I'm going to use these same colors that I used. I think I'm actually going to use this one. And let's see. Oh, I hope I'm doing the right side. Yep. Just daubing, 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 daubing. It's a little bit too pink for me. I think I may want to even add some white to it, because I think it's going to be too colorful to be really like lace. I just made a mess of that. Okay, let's dip it in the white and kind of tone it down a little bit. Can y'all see? Okay, Ronnie, why don't you get back on comments, see if there's any
Okay.
questions.
Let's get your caulk prepared for the next time.
I just thought this would be fun to put on the can and try it out and see how it looks and how it works. And I thought y'all might enjoy seeing something different like this.
Sandra Brandon says put it in the freezer for quick demold.
Yeah, that's what I do with Formflex. But Formflex is kind of designed to do that. I don't think this is necessarily designed to do that, but you can do it, I guess, in a pinch if it's not releasing on its own. And in these molds, you don't put, like with Formflex, you're supposed to put cornstarch in the mold first to help with the release. You don't do that with these. And I don't need the entire piece. Let me see how much I'm going to need.
Natalie wants to know, can you blow dry it?
Well, we're going to find out, Natalie.
I don't see any reason why you couldn't.
Okay, I need to do all of it about 2.
I think the latex caulk dries, air dries. Silicone caulk air dries also, but it's because of the moisture in the air that causes a chemical reaction. So this has both. So it may take it a little bit longer.
Well, now this one right here, I made a long time ago. So this has been out of the mold for a long time. Now I'm adding paint, which is going to wet it again, but this is not a freshly done mold.
About, what, 2 weeks old? You do them a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago. They really look like lace, though.
They do. They're so pretty.
All those ladies that used to sit around with their little needles and stuff, they're going to be jealous.
I can see this on a real dark background.
Tammy Johnson says, Jody Santana, tell me about these books. I'm fairly new to the page.
Well, Rodney can tell you because he's the author.
I wrote a couple of novels a few years ago, and they're called they're in the Yellow Fever series. I've got 2 or 3 more started that are not finished, but the 2 that are out there on Amazon are Yellow Fever, Finding the Treasure Within, and in the same series, it's called The Caged Ruby, and it's also part of the Yellow Fever series, and they're both by Rodney Seiler, S-Y-L-E-R, and on Amazon. They're for all ages. They do have a little bit of violence because you got to get the bad guys, but there's no bad words or sexual content or anything like that. They're really...
And it's not bad violence. Like he said, he recommends ages 10 up. His 90-some-odd-year-old father read it before he passed away. Okay, so this is too pink. I don't like it that pink.
Just as Sharon said, beautiful pink, Lisa.
It is, but it doesn't match the colors in the paper. I'm trying to go over it now with some of what's left on my brush.
It's a little more pastel-like.
It needed, most of these in here are more like orangey yellow.
Dana said, I honestly thought it was lace from Hobby Lobby.
I know, so pretty. That will make it look almost like it's coffee stained. And I did not add any more wax to this. It's just what was in my brush.
Tammy says, I'll look them up. I need good books for the beach.
Yes, ma'am. It's hard to put them down, I think.
Yeah, I guess I need to get busy and finish those other books up.
Of course, I read them and edited them and edited them and edited them and edited them some more.
Yeah, editing takes longer than writing.
All right. So, I like that better. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I've got some of this Aleene's right here that I've had over here sitting upside down.
There's a bunch of stars flying out from my net.
Ooh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wilson.
Yeah, this is kind of thick too. Maybe Aleene's is supposed to be thick. Woo! I got enough there. All right, I'm going to flip this over. Still may have to touch up some more places eventually. And I'm going to use this bigger sponge. Get it coated. And then I'm going to tap, tap, tap. If it'll let me tap, tap, tap. It's, golly, this stuff is thick, y'all.
What are you tapping on?
The lace.
Now, what are you putting on it?
This Aleene's glue.
Oh, okay. I was reading out and listening. I couldn't see anything going on. I just wondered. I thought it was paint.
It's very thick. I'm not so sure. I think Fabri-Tac might have been just as good or better.
Well, you got 6 minutes to find out.
Yep. And I will put a clear coat on the can, on the decoupage paper. Even though I'll put the wax on it to make it kind of look old, I like a clear coat to kind of set everything, especially since brushes are going to be going in here. It'll be wet some.
Is the lace going around the top or the bottom?
I think I'm going to put it more around the bottom because I've got more flowers at the top.
I think that's a good idea because it'll kind of look like a picket fence around the bottom with the flowers coming through it.
All right, let's see. Let's start about right here.
This should be good, y'all. Tulips
It's
on the
covering
can.
up some of my tulips, which I hate, but I'm enjoying using this and seeing how it's going to work. Okay, already back to the beginning. Let me get my scissors out here and cut about right in between those two. And I'll save that piece. I could use that in my art journal.
Janet Stripling says, good morning.
Good morning, sister. There you go. Just something a little different and unique. That pink was really bright. And most everything on this can is yellow or peach.
Well, you can go back and paint it again, can't you? Without painting underneath it?
You know, there's holes all in it. Paint would go right through those holes. Okay, don't forget, up after me is Purling Creations by Linda Johnson. And remember to go and register for the $25 gift card. You might be the lucky winner. And this is, or has been, a 2-day event, remember. So if you couldn't watch yesterday or missed anybody, you can still go back and watch today. I've got a lot of catching up to do too, because I was in a different event yesterday. So I have to kind of catch up. But
If it's not already completely glued on there, someone suggested if you turned it upside down, it wouldn't cover as much of your flowers. If not the can, the lace itself.
oh,
Put it on with the straight side near the bottom.
that would have been a good idea.
Will it still come off, or is it too tacky?
I don't know. I can't even see where I joined it now. Here.
Yeah, that was Missy M-E-J-I Majay.
Let's
Miss
see
Majay.
if it'll come back on. I think it's going to tear it. No.
No.
It's pulling the paper up
Maybe
with
next
it
time
too.
we'll do that.
That was a good idea, Missy. Okay, so now let's take our hot melt.
Debbie Rigg, are you watching this morning? Somebody says, good morning, Debbie Rigg.
Okay, so let's put some glue around here.
Yeah, it is early morning, Debbie. Glad you joined us.
Hello, sister. Okay. Now, let me try to line this up. Y'all, I got the coolest thing. Y'all, look at this. It's called a paint puck. It collapses down. It's silicone. It's got things in the bottom that you can run your brush across to clean them. And then when you pull them up, you can run them through here to squeeze them off. No, these inside things to squeeze out the extra water. And then down here on the bottom is a place for your paints. Rodney said, I wish I had created that. Oops, I scooted it. Okay. It's not sticking too well with hot melt. I'm probably going to have to add some E6000. Yep. And get some of this B7000 and run around the rim. I want to put the B7000 where the hot melt was, but this rim is what's really going to stick.
Yeah, we can sit a wait on that. It's 9 o'clock.
Okay, y'all, make sure you refresh your page. Go register to win the $25 gift card. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you. Hope you have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.